Hi everyone, I've got an interesting box of goodies here. Now, first of all, apologies to Let Resin, they sent this me ages ago. I just haven't got to it. But what it is, let me show you this. It makes a series of trays that fit up in a tiered stand, and it comes with everything you need. There you go, there's your dimensions in case anybody wants to know. So let's have a go. First of all, let's see what's in the box. We've got, and this I think is great, 3 tray moulds, so you can make them all at once. Now you might want to do them all exactly the same so it all looks like one coherent make, so that's good because you can go along and make the 3 at once, which is what I'm going to be doing. And it also comes with all the metal parts that you need. Now I'm going to leave these in the box until we need them. They do sell them separately as well, so you're not kind of stuck, as in you've made one and now you've run out of these parts. You've still got the moulds, which you could use for other projects, of course, but you know, you'd be stuck for making another one of these specific makes if you couldn't get the parts separately. And you can. They're quite substantial. Now, what I would say is normally moulds that are this big, the sides sag. But because this has got these little reinforcements, maybe it won't. We'll see. Sorry, Kermit. You're going to have to move, boy. There we are. That's all of them. Right, let's get some resin mixed up. What I'm going to try and do is do some marbling effects. Now, I've got some new pastel coloured and apparently they're sparkly and pearly pigments. So, should we give them a go? They are from Lightwish. Let's give them a good shake. They're very pastel and they've got like these pearly colours to them. So, I thought we might try those. Okay, let's get some resin mixed up. The other things I've got together, because it just occurred to me, these are new as well. These were also from Lightwish, and they're opaque. And see, there's some pretty pastels. They are resin dyes, I believe. Oh, macaron colours. There we are. So I thought we could give these a try as well. And I've also got some of the floating gold powder from Just For You Online, which I ages ago put in this bottle with a needle tip. So we'll be able to have a play with that as well. So resin time. What I'm going to do is actually mix up a little bit of some of these colours and put them into the moulds. Lay them down in like a random, almost marbly type pan. You're going to let them sit for a little while and kind of settle. And then, till it really thickens. So whilst the resin I put in next will blend with it, it won't push it too far. That's the theory. Right, we'll see how we get on. So I've moved you slightly to one side so you can see what I'm doing. We're mixing up the colours over here. Now, I am using my normal Apex high gloss because I find it so easy and reliable to use. I'm going to split this now into separate little cups for us to have a play with. These are little paper shot glasses, so if that gives you an idea of the size. Don't ask me what that is in millilitres. I have absolutely no idea. Or in ounces. I use shot glasses, and I think these are about 1/2 pint paper cups. Now, last time I did this, I think I used too many colours. So what I'm going to do is make up 3, and then have some clear on standby, which I'll need to mix up some more clear in a minute. Right. Let's have a pick of some colours first. Now, I'm fancying going for blues and creams. So there's a cream, well, it's gold, and this one's blue. So I want to see what those are like. And then there's blues in here as well. And perhaps should we have a lilac to be our contrast colour? These look nice, don't they? I don't want a turquoisey blue, I want a bluey blue. I think that'll do us in terms of colour numbers. So I'm going to give them a seriously good shake and then put a few drops in each and see how strong the colours come out. Gosh, stronger than I expected, to be honest, and not as opaque as I expected. Let's put a lot more in and see what happens. I don't want to put much more colour than that because it's going to overpower, isn't it? And it might inhibit the curing. Isn't it lovely, though? I just don't know if it's strong enough. I thought they'd be a lot more opaque than this. Can always put a drop of white, I suppose, but I think what I'm going to do, I'll put a bit more of the colour. Let's make sure I've shook it well enough. A little bit more of the colour. And then we'll put this in, and this can be our first one, because then we can see how these colours behave. Right, I daren't put any more colour than that because it's a liquid pigment, and I am risking it not curing. So, yeah, that's very, very pastel. I think I'm going to need something more solid than that, aren't I? To do what I'm trying to do. A little bit disappointed. I thought it would be brighter than that. Having said that, for crystally things, that is going to be beautiful, isn't it? So I'm going to just pop some in a crystal mould to the side as well that we can have a look at later. Okay, at least it's given us a benchmark. Let's see what these other colours do. These ones. Starry blue. I think these are basically interference ones. Yep, pretty sure that's what that is. Oh, isn't it nice? Okay, I'm going to put that to one. So, we know what these colours do now. What I'm going to do is mix up some actual opaque colours, and I'm going to use normal pigments to do it with a dot of white. Because otherwise I'm just not going to have enough colour here, am I? So these are regular Let's Resin ones. So these, I'm going to use them for something else. So whilst I've got them out to have a play with them, I think we've already realised that they're not quite going to do what I need them to do. So let's separate some of this resin up, and we're going to just mix it, because they are lovely, but it's not doing what I wanted it to do. So to get an opaque colour, sorry, this is all a bit over to one side. Don't really want to go moving my phone, which is what I film with still, of course. So let's get this blue, regular resin dye, beautiful colour, and then all we do to make it opaque is we add a drop of white. Not sure how much yet. Let's go with 2 drops and see what happens. I want pastels. I definitely want pastels. And as you can see, that is starting to go opaque. More than that I need. Oh, that's coming down nicely now. There we are. And it's going a lot more opaque. Okay. Let's have some more white. There we are. A nice pale pastel blue. That's what I was after. That's pretty opaque as well. Cream colour is going to be a little bit of a challenge. I wonder how I'm going to do that. Let's mix a bit more up. I'm just going to carry on playing like this. Okay, that's our blue. And then I wanted some like violet, didn't I? So that was sapphire blue. I wanted some, well, not so much violet as lilac. Oh, that's nice. I thought I wanted a bit more purpley than that, but no, that'll do. Blue violet. It's fine by me. And then finally I wanted like a cream colour, didn't I? And of course we've got this gold to play with too. So just running the colours through. They will do whatever they do. I'm going to need a lot more there. This is what I thought those macaron colours would do. I wonder if there's anything on the Lightwish website to give me some sort of indication as to how they suggest they be used, because I'm sure they had something in mind. By the way, as usual, I will put you the links for everything that I'm using down in the video description. If anybody asks me where I got the stuff from and it's something that actually is in the video description, be prepared for my reply to just be, it's in the video description. I do spend ages looking the links up for you so that I can, so that you can grab yourself discounts on some things as well. I don't have a discount on the Lightwish colours. I do on the moulds and these other colours that I'm using now, though. So there we are. Right, now, trying to get a cream is going to be interesting. Let's mix up some more resin. I'm actually just wondering whether to go just for white, but I've still got the gold to put in, haven't I? So I think a big dose of white and a single drop of caramel. Oh yes, that's rather nice. I don't know if it's quite cream, but it's a very nice colour, whatever it is. So I'm going to drizzle that through these. And there's going to be a white backing on all this in the end. I have to say, this kit looks very good. I'm impressed with how sturdy these moulds seem to be. We'll see later when we put the back on the final layer, whether the sides sag or not. Like I said earlier, moulds of this on this sort of scale, they often do. So I am intrigued to see whether it will or not. You see there's that strengthening grid underneath it too, so I'm kind of expecting these to perform rather well, actually. Don't let me down, let's resin. Right, so as you can see, we're starting to get some blending of colours, but not too much. I probably should let them stand a little bit longer first. But hey, right, where's my gold? Now this is the floating gold, which is now all over my gloves. Which, as I said, I did mix quite a lot in with some alcohol a while ago for another project. So I thought, well, we'll give that a shake up and we'll run some lines through. Now, I'm hoping if I run this straight onto the... Ooh, it's not going in the lines that I hoped it would. I was hoping I could make it like drizzling lines. Oh well, so we're going to have a different effect to what I was originally planning. This is going to take over a bit, isn't it? But hey. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to get the effect that I was thinking of. It's because I put it in this bottle. I thought what I should have done is poured some out and put it into, and just put it on with a little micro brush. It's going to do something interesting, isn't it? Let's see what that does. It's going to be gold overkill, isn't it? I really didn't intend to do this much gold. Anyway, never mind. Make it up as you go along. Why don't you? That's what you normally do, Trace. Now, once that has all cured, at least a good portion of the way, I think I'm going to lose a lot of these colours, aren't I? What I might do is go in with another layer of one of the colours behind it, maybe the cream. Or in fact, I might do another layer of those colours in exactly the same, with exactly the same method. Might do that. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. Anyway, I'm going to leave these for a bit and we'll come back to them once that layer is kind of done whatever it's going to do. Right, I'll see you later. Okay, people, so I should have waited. I should put less gold. And I should have waited until these colours had actually sort of firmed up more so that I could get, colour definitions. However, it's doing some sort of freaky marbling thing, so I'm not unhappy. It just isn't what I intended. Now, what I've been doing is I've been trying these macaron colours again and getting them a bit more, well, coloured. They're still pale. See, I've done the blue, having forgotten to press record. So they're still pale, very pale, but there's a little bit more colour to them. And also, we don't know what these are going to look like once I start putting white on the back, do we? I just wanted something that was not all, normally my stuff's all sort of pearlescent and sparkly. I wanted to do something that got a lot more sort of plain in it, not plain, non-metallic, solid colour, that sort of thing. So I'm just going to run this last bit of it out of here and I'll show you the colours I've mixed up. What I did was I gave them another good shake for a start. I got brave and put a lot more of the colour in. Time will tell whether that was a good idea or not. Then I put a dot of white in as well. And this is the sandy colour I came up with this time. It's more of a peach, isn't it? And this is done with using some of the peach colour. And then again, as I said, some white, which is kind of like it's made almost like a flesh colour, hasn't it? So let's go along here. So these are very different colours to what I normally use. Those of you who follow my channel will know these aren't very tracy. I've also mixed up some white, so I'll be interested to see how these colours work. We are going to be putting white on the back, of course. I did say we'd be doing that, didn't I? And by the way, these haven't firmed up yet. This is still quite sticky. It's just starting to go, really. So I'm going to put some white through it. And then what I'm going to do is, incidentally, I've put a bit of that starlight, whatever it was, that sparkle through this white. What I'm going to do is get a little stick and kind of draw into it a little bit. Get some shapes going on, because that gold is kind of clumped. It is doing a bit of mixing and blending and swirling, but I kind of want it to do a bit more. Right. So, actually, no, I won't use my stick. I don't want to scratch the mould. I've got some of these out, so let's use these. This is a fine tip swab. So what I'm trying to do is just drag the colours around a bit. Now, because this table is still not level by the look of it, even after I've done that bit of doctoring that I was doing, it has all gathered at one end. But I think that's quite an interesting effect anyway, so I'm not too upset about that. Just trying to bring these colours up a bit. Now this layer has thickened up, that original blue layer has thickened up quite a lot. So we'll see. And like I said, don't forget I am going to be putting white on the back of this. And so I just want like a bit of a crazy marbling effect really. So that end's going to be a bit plain, but that's okay. So this fine tip swab is a great way to do this sort of thing because I can touch the mould with the end of it without worrying about it doing any harm. This one, all the gold's can kind of be at one end, but it doesn't matter. I could add a bit more, of course, but shall I? Yeah, let's add a bit more. Better give it a shake first. Look, what's happened? Rubbery end on my bottle has gone. Oops. And that's got a lot more gold than this one, so let's go for a bit more gold here and a little bit here. I thought it would take over too much, but actually the fact that it is taking over is going rather well, so. Let's go with it. I do sometimes like to do that, you know, whatever the resin wants to do, go with it rather than fight it. I'm liking the gold with these other colours. Particularly that peachy colour, actually. That's rather lovely, isn't it? Anyway, I think we are going to get like a marbly effect. Big thumbs up for the tray mould so far, by the way. Have you noticed they haven't bowed out despite the weight of the resin in them? Now, I know they're not completely full yet, but cheaper moulds, when they're a good size like these, they do. I usually end up having to put something around them. Lego's useful. Or books. You know, anything heavy to try and hold the sides in. See what I mean? But this just hasn't. It's just stayed put. Just playing now, as you can see. And there's going to be gaps where there's no colour. That's okay. And that white isn't very strong either, because I am bearing in mind we're going to have, as I keep saying, white on the back as well. Right, I'm going to let that really thicken up now, and we'll get some, yeah, we'll get that white on the back. I'm just wondering whether to go for pearl white or flat white. I do have this habit of going for pearly, sparkly everything, so it might make a nice change to have something with very little pearl in it. Maybe just the tiniest touch. Don't know. Anyway, I will see you later. Time to let this settle again. See you later. I'm just pausing to have a quick bit of a look over the way this is spreading and the gold veining through it. You see there's gaps, there's negative spaces still. You know, I think this is going to work. I do think it's going to work. Even though it wasn't quite what I had in mind. I think, yeah, this could end up being one of those happy accident things. Right, I'll see you later. Okay, I'm back. These are now sticky. Nowhere near fully cured. Nowhere near at all. If I poke my finger in it, it'll go. But they are firmed up enough. They're not moving. So I'm getting my gloves organised, and we're going to put in the back. Now I have got quite a bit of colour going on here, but I've got a gap there. Got a gap there. That's annoying. Never mind. They're not all going to be the same. That was the whole point. So let's get some resin mixed up, and I'm going to go for, I think, white with a touch of pearl to it, but only a touch. Now I was going to put more layers of colour in, but I think if the blue goes behind the peach, and it's just going to look messy, isn't it? So I'm just going to go in. I'm just going to fill these up with whatever shades of white I've decided. Now you can see there's a lot of the colour gone down the sides. It's definitely filled up at the sides. I didn't realise it was going down there quite so much. Otherwise, I would have poked around with a stick and, made sure we hadn't got any bubbles there. But hey, fingers crossed. Let's see what happens. So, let's get some mixed up. I am going for, move my camera over a little bit for you. I'm going to go for some white shimmer, but also some supreme white. So let's stir the white shimmer up. This is lovely. I love this white shimmer. And I'm going for the paste rather than a powder because it's very intense. And yeah, I shouldn't need to use too much to get a right big pot full. So there's that. Let's get that stirred in. And then I'll put the white in just to make it more opaque. And I didn't want too much shimmer, if you remember. I am going to end up with a lot of shimmer, aren't I? I always do. There, so that's got some shimmer. This is incredibly intense. So I really am only going to need a bit of this. This is the Supreme White. They're from Just For You online, by the way. There, can you see what I mean? So I've got just it's reasonably opaque. Not completely. I could put some more white and make it completely, but I'm not going to. Now, the problem I'm going to have is replicating this to fill up all the others, but that's my problem. Right, I'm just going to carry on filling them up. You've seen what I'm doing. I'm going to try and replicate that across all of them. And then I'll see you in the morning because that's when I'm going to be demoulding these. I need to let these really, really go hard. So I won't be demoulding them till tomorrow. Right, I'll see you later. Okay, time to demould. First thing to report is that these little spines here and these here have not only stopped it sagging that way, they've stopped the sides sagging out, which, as you know, was something I was concerned about. Let's have a look then, and then we'll put them to... We've got to assemble this still, haven't we? Right, now, I have left these overnight. Should be well and truly cured. Hopefully I've got something that looks a bit like pretty coloured marbling. Must have a go at doing that slow version of marbling again soon. Actually, I can see this is still a little soft. That could be because the amount of that acrylic ink I was putting in. Oh, isn't it pretty? I don't think it's what I was expecting. Certainly wasn't what I was planning. But, report on the mould. Look how perfectly square that is. Well, oblong. The sides haven't bowed out. It's kept its shape beautifully. That's really nice. Okay, let's get the next one out. So you can grab these little tabs and pull them as well, which is really helpful. So you can stick in your nail down to try and pull a mould open. Sometimes you can mark your piece if it's only just cured. If you're finding this video useful, by the way, folks, feel free to subscribe. I appreciate it very much, and it does help my channel grow, as do all your likes, comments, questions. I do try to answer all of the comments, particularly if there are questions involved. And sometimes they even spur off an actual video, because the best way to answer a question sometimes is to do a video on it. So yeah, I take your questions and comments very seriously. They mean a lot to me. So thank you, those who comment. Actually, while I'm fighting with this mould, big thank you as well to... It's all right, I am fighting with it because it's a little bit soft still. I really thought I'd left it long enough, but it's been cold in here overnight. Like I said, I might have put a bit too much of that acrylic ink in here. Just slowed the cure on. So while I'm demoulding as well, can I just say thank you so much to my channel members and to all those who've bought me a super thanks or a coffee lately. It means a lot to me, and it's not just the monetary, it's the moral support, it's the feeling that that you care. I'm just... Thank you. I don't know what else to say. Thank you so much. Okay. Oh, yes, that's nice. It's nice. It's not what I expected at all, but it's nice. Yeah. That gold didn't do what I expected. Where it's come to the surface, it's nice, but it's got a few bits where it's just swirled underneath and it just looks like brown, which is it's It's because it's floating. It's meant to go up the other way, and of course the glue's underneath it. So, but they're rather nice anyway. I think very suitable for a craft room. Right, and the final one. Kind of weird, yeah, but pretty. Right, I'm going to leave these to cure up properly. I'll be back. So, because, yeah, they are still a little bit soft. I don't want to risk putting them in the frame yet. So I'm going to leave them for another couple of hours or so, and then we'll have a go at putting them in that framework. In the meantime, I did mention I was going to put some pearly interferency colours and some of the Macron colours into a crystal mould to see what it looks like. And, oh, look. Look at that. So, Light Wish, yes, I do like your colours. I just needed to use them in the right things, really. There we are. So now we know what that looks like. Right, see you later. Okay, everyone, please excuse the mess. In the middle of a million things at once, including Halloween, hence the little skeletons everywhere and things. So let's have a go at making this frame. And I've tipped my camera to one side, so hopefully you can see a bit better what I'm doing now. So these three are obviously all the same. Here's our legs. Decided where this is going to go. I think I've got a cupboard top that just is a bit of a mess, and I'm thinking that this will organise it for me. Yeah, no, still haven't got you to a very good angle, have I? Oh, look at all the mess. Sorry. It's not at all distracting, is it? Anyway, reality strikes. There we are. So anybody thinks I've got a beautiful organised craft room, you're wrong. No. However, this will help me organise. Well, that certainly goes together easy. Right, shelves. These are firmed up good and proper now, so let's just drop these in. Oh, they go straight in. That's neat. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. Straight in. Really easy. Isn't that nice? And they are quite thick. That is not going to bend. So there we are, people. Let me get you some better pictures of this because, yeah, you're probably distracted by the mess. Excuse me one moment. Yeah, I'm impressed with that. Isn't that lovely? And to give you an idea of scale, there's my hand. Yeah. So I think, yeah, the colours and everything didn't do what I wanted to do. It's all a bit weird. But I think quite appropriate for a craft room. Anyway, it's going to go there and help sort out that lot of mess. Right, if you've liked this video, folks, as I said earlier, you know what to do. Please, if you give me a thumbs up. And let me have your comments. And yeah, I hope seeing the real reality that is the mess of my craft room. I have to say, this is exceptionally bad. It's not usually quite this bad. But anyway, I hope that's given you a giggle as well. Back in here, because I've just discovered something you can do with this. Because it doesn't brace together, you could even put it at an angle. Now, I don't know why that would be helpful, but it might be. Do you see what I mean? Anyway, yeah, there you go. Thought I'd share that. Bye. Glitters on the floor now, molds piled up high. Sticky hues of chaos in my craft room I sigh. Colors in a swirl, resin spills again.